Turkish soldiers, aided by thousands of opposition fighters from the Free Syrian Army, continue their ground offensive through this northwestern corner of Syria. Their aim is to rid the YPG militants affiliated with the PKK from the Afrin region. Called Operation Olive Branch, the fighting continues through days of fog and rain and thick mud, an apt metaphor for the complexities of shifting alliances, often clouding the Syrian conflict.
What's happening in Syria is a competition between regional and international powers.
Mustafa Sajari, a commander and senior official in the Free Syrian Army, recently traveled to Washington, D.C. to urge U.S. officials to restart a CIA program to arm and train the Free Syrian Army.
Everyone is feeling the chaos that is going on in the Trump administration. They are not providing any real support to Syria, and there is no real role for them in the Syrian people's lives right now. They need to change their policy and communicate and work with Turkey and other people in the region. They cannot separate what's going on in Afrin from the bigger Syrian picture.
Ignoring demands from both the Turkish government and Syrian opposition, U.S. President Trump's administration canceled the CIA program last summer. Instead, it deepened ties to the YPG under the umbrella group the Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, to fight Daesh strongholds in Syria like Raqqa. As the YPG fought Daesh with American weapons and training, it also claimed more territory along the Turkish-Syrian border. And when the U.S. announced it would stand up a border force of about 30,000 troops, which would be mainly YPG militants, Turkey had enough.
Our fight is not against the Kurdish people. Our fight is against these terrorists who don't view themselves as Syrian. Our fight is against these terrorists. The Kurdish people and the other people who are under the control of the PKK and YPG in these areas, they are suffering under them. Among the people that we have captured from the YPG in Afrin, there are many of them who are under 18 years old, and they are telling us that they were forced to join the fight.
Ruslan defected from the Syrian Air Force in 2012 after the Assad regime ordered its pilots to launch airstrikes on Syrian citizens.
After I defected, the regime continued to try to get me. My house was targeted and my son was injured. He recovered and is fighting with me now in Operation Olive Branch.
The U.S. and Russia have both called for restraint. Meanwhile, President Erdogan has said the operation could extend to Manbij, east of Aleppo. The situation remains tense, with fears high that a move into Manbij could bring U.S. troops and Turkish forces, NATO allies, into direct conflict. Courtney Kealy, Straight Talk.